I want you to hear from Chris Crane. He's president of the National Ice Council. And this is stunning. We talked about it yesterday. Now we have the audio. I want you to hear from Chris Crane himself, president of the National Ice Council. No, it's not ice for beverages. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Ready? Cut 3, go.
It's impossible to understand the full scope of the administration's changes, but what we are seeing so far concerns us greatly. As one example, prosecutorial discretion for Dreamers is solely based on the individual's claims. Our orders are, if an alien says they went to high school, then let them go. If they say they have a GED, then let them go. Officers have been told that there is no burden for the alien to prove anything. Even with the greatly relaxed new policies, the alien is not even required to prove that they meet any of the new criteria. At this point, we don't understand why DHS even has criteria at all, as there is no requirement or burden to prove anything on the part of the alien. We believe that significant numbers of people who are not Dreamers are taking advantage of this practice to avoid arrest.
He also said if an inmate in a jail claims to be a dreamer, now we call them dreamers, not illegal aliens. They're dreamers because they're dreaming. If an inmate in a jail claims to be a dreamer to avoid deportation or arrest, our officers are required to accept that claim, and no other proof is required to substantiate that the alien meets the criteria of the new administration policy. In other words, if they don't confess, they're free to go. All they have to say are some magic words. I went to high school in the United States. Okay, you're free to go. I got a GED in the United States. Oh, okay, you're free to go. I served in the United States military. Okay, you're free to go. Do you understand this? If they're in jail now, they just have to say the magic words. Chris Crane, president of the National Ice Council, said they are not required to demonstrate anything. He said there's no burden for the alien to prove anything. There's silence because I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is not what our federal immigration law says. This is not prosecutorial discretion. This is a complete abdication of the president's responsibilities to secure our border. He's defying the law. He's uprooting the law. It is absolute. And by the way, isn't it interesting? We haven't heard La Raza. What's the other group? LULAC and so forth. We haven't heard them complaining lately, have we? We haven't heard about these threats of marches or anything else. These left-wing ethnic front groups are very, very happy right now. They in fact, shh, don't say anything. Don't say anything. It's working out perfectly. Don't say anything. No marches. Stay below the radar. We're not hearing a thing. This is a stunning story. And I didn't hear one word about this story on the main news programs. Not that I can watch all of them, but I certainly listen to them during the breaks on this program. I didn't hear one story about this. Mr. Crane was not done. Mr. Crane, president of the president of the National Ice Council yesterday. You're not going to believe this. Cut 4, go.
As another example of the incident in El Paso that we released publicly last week, ICE managers were provided the following details. One, an alien was arrested by local police and placed in jail on 2 charges. Charge 1, assault with bodily injury to a family member, and Charge 2, interfering with that person's attempts to call for emergency assistance. When ICE later arrested the individual for immigration violations, he attempted to escape, another criminal offense. One agent was injured during the incident, claiming the injuries were intentionally inflicted by the escapee. Another criminal offense, of course, assault of a federal agent. So in this case, we have 4 possible criminal charges, 2 involving violence, one injured family member, and 1 injured officer. Without any questioning, without any investigation, the alien was released as a dreamer. No criminal charges, no immigration charges, no nothing. He's a dreamer, release him. Incidents like this happening around the nation lead us to believe that the new policies will be ineffective in terms of providing for public safety.
Oh, you beat your wife. Oh, you attacked a law enforcement officer. Oh. Did you go to high school? Yes, I did. Oh, you're a dreamer. You're free to go. You're a dreamer. In fact, you're dreamy. So here we have a violent criminal in this country illegally who's a dreamer. And they let him go. He attacked and injured a family member. He assaulted a federal agent and injured the federal agent. So he's violent. And he's a dreamer. And the President of the United States pretends none of this is happening. The Democrat Party pretends none of this is happening. Jeb Bush and his ilk pretend none of this is happening. The Supreme Court gives its imprimatur to this kind of behavior, giving the President a very wide range of activity that he can be involved in without statutory authority. And here we are. We got dreamers all around us. We should change the name of MS-13 to Dreamer 13. Wielding their machetes as they kill one another and other people in this country. They're a huge gang problem in many of our major cities, such as Los Angeles. I'm a dreamer. Oh, okay. He's a dreamer. And he doesn't even have to prove it. Seems to me this example that Chris Crane, president of the National Ice Council, gave us is pretty remarkable. Is there a United States citizen who could get away with this? Assaulting and injuring a family member? Assaulting a federal agent? Say they went to high school and get released? Welcome to Ameritopia, ladies and gentlemen. This is your new utopia. This is it. Welcome to it. I hope you can live through it. I'll be right back. But Chris Crane wasn't done. There's one short clip. And imagine being a Border Patrol agent right now. What can you do? Cut 5, go.
The administration's new policies do not provide officers with new options or increased flexibility, but instead order officers not to enforce laws and not to take enforcement actions against specific groups, with officers under threat of losing their jobs if they do so.
Wow. But don't worry, Obama and Biden was out there that 1 month screaming like a nut how they support the cops, how they support law enforcement. I wonder what the Supreme Court thinks now, those 5 justices. Is this what they meant by the president having all this leeway? Does this prosecutorial discretion include completely dumping the law? Because Congress didn't write the law this way. There's no statutory language like this of any kind. How do I know? I read it. We were involved in the litigation. There's no language like this. There's no DREAM Act in the law. The DREAM Act didn't pass. But this is worse than the DREAM Act. They're telling these law enforcement officials, these federal Border Patrol agents, if an illegal alien tells you that they meet whatever the conditions are, they went to high school, they got a GED, they served in the U.S. military, through they go. Out of jail they go. Because, we don't want to be racist. Come on now. I think I said last week or the week before, what if 12 to 20 million of us decided to go into Mexico? You think we'd be welcome there? See, 12 to 20 million of us, we go over the southern border, we go into Mexico, and we make demands. We demand a free education. We demand free health care. We set up organizations, ethnic front group organizations that go to court, sue for equal protection. If we want, when our children are born there, they become automatic citizens. I mean, I wonder how Mexico would respond to that. They may not like it. What do you think? Oh, and not only that, we want our Mexican food stamps, too. I'll be right back.